Today is kind of a rough day for me, to be honest. My higher ups, just because I keep forgetting we're in Georgia where nobody knows how to fucking keep their engines up. For the record, that wasn't someone having a neat car that does a neat thing. That was someone who couldn't fucking be fucked with to repair their vehicle, so it constantly sounds like it's literally dragging ass going down the road, spitting clouds of fumes of smoke in the air. It's been a bit of a rough one, to be honest. Just a second, because I don't want to be yelling at y'all the entire walk. Let me get, assuming my phone will cooperate, my Bluetooth hooked up. There we go. See if it does the thing. Is it gonna? I don't know if it's gonna. Can y'all hear me all right? I don't know if it's gonna do the thing or not. Let me check it one more time. Oh, that's because it didn't fucking stay on. Give me a second. Sorry for the technical difficulties. That edgy, awesome reality y'all pay for. Well, let's be serious. None of y'all pay me, but I appreciate your support via the views. What? I don't know what the phone's doing. I'm not even sure. I don't know if my Bluetooth is going to cooperate or not. I hope it does, but just in case it doesn't, this is the river where I typically a lot of our scraps. And over there, I just happened to see one of the things that I was waiting and hoping to see. It was a baby, so I'm not. Oh, and I think the baby's still there, just on the top. Let's see if I can zoom in. That, oh, I can. Do y'all see that? He just went behind the bush there. That little bush there, he went behind it. That was a river otter. Not a giant river otter, nothing that fan. There's where some of the food that I dropped in is coming down the river. Like I said, y'all, when I say litter and don't, that's exactly what I mean. Throw away things that people, well, animals particularly, can eat. And try to take care of the land where we can, because we gotta be caretakers of this land, am I right? Hello, dear viewers. How are y'all doing? Now, I think our otter friend's a bit shy, and I'm happy for it, because, you know, I don't do this for sake of getting to pet all the wild animals, though I would be lying if I didn't say I dream of getting to do that. Now, I mostly feed the wild animals in this park and other places, because somebody needs to take care of them, and somebody needs to try to take care of the land. So I figured today would be one of those fun times that I'd take you on a little walk and talk of what I do, and try to put some positivity to the fact that I'm negative 600 in the hole right now. Thank you, the head of my the head of my restaurant. Oh, it's fine, y'all. It's fine. We'll get our checks tomorrow. You know, it doesn't fucking matter because we're just workers. They got their checks. Hell, one of our fellow workers got his check. But because they swapped to a system that saves the head ups a couple pennies on the dollar, and they chose not to inform us, my bank account's currently sitting at negative 600, and I got debt collectors going, hey, bud, it's payday. Where's your payday at? And I'm having to tell them, yeah, guys, I work for a shitty company. But not focusing on the negative, focusing on the positive. Y'all take a look at what I've been up to. Isn't it lovely? Now, part of this is because the Park Service has been neglecting their mowing routine, which is nice. Because normally, you don't get to see this lovely sight. These plants here are normally much shorter because they get mowed down. Got some, I believe, river cane. And then these right here are pawpaws. They don't have any fruit yet, but I'm hoping soon maybe. And I'm also hoping they don't get mowed down in the process. You got a variety of different poppy plants and different little sage plants, pokeberries. Those are fun for birds. Don't try to eat those or you will get sick. Ragweed, for those of us with sinuses, let's try to avoid that. That, my friends, is hemlock. Do not get under that. That produces a poisonous sap that is not fun to fuck around with. So don't fuck around with the hemlock sap. You can tell the difference between that and Queen Anne's bonnet. More pawpaws. You can tell the difference between that and Queen Anne's bonnet for two reasons. One, that type of hemlock grows super tall. Queen Anne's bonnet only grows to be about, well, this is hemlock, but Queen Anne's bonnet will typically only grow up to be about this tall. And actually, I am wrong. That is not. I don't think that's a hemlock. That might be a yarrow. I'm not positive on this plant anymore. But either way, this is where a lot of our scraps go. Those are magnolias. Nope, those are mimosas. Those are mimosas. Ain't I doing great, y'all? Ain't I the bestest guide in the whole world? I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. It's been a very difficult day, but I'm trying to turn it positive by getting to show y'all some of what we get to rock. I don't get to choose the plants, though hopefully soon I'll contact the Alabama Regrowth Project. I believe that's the name of the fellow on here that does a lot of what I'm doing, but a lot better than I'm doing it. And he's been collecting seeds. They've got a seed storage, and they sell them by the pound. So tomorrow, hopefully when my check comes in, and assuming that I have anything left over, I'll be ordering a few pounds of seeds from them, and then I'll probably start taking routine hikes through here after I get a hold of them and find out like what would be the ideal dispersal times. We also have lots of flip it, slap it, whack it. Woo! Hello, the king. How are you doing? We also have lots of wild strawberries. Now those I planted. That's me. That's all me, y'all. Hopefully they'll start to bloom soon. But that's also because for quite a while, I would spitefully throw out a ton of bird seed in my yard because my uncle and my cousin hated the birds. So of course I fed the birds because I liked them. But as I would buy seeds from that Ingalls down that way, and I would be walking home all the way that way, hello again, all the way that way, I would basically disperse the seeds as I walked. Sort of like a bombing plane, but instead of dropping death, I was dropping life. And occasionally it's nice to see where the life has come back. I took a picture of this over at the other end of the park, and I believe this is also a Georgia native, but it's a type of prairie pine, or a prairie flower. And we can already see where it's going to use. And there. Now, granted, I kind of wish we had the American honeybees working on it, but honestly, bees are bees for me right now. We need to protect and help out our native pollinators, most definitely, friends. But we need pollinators regardless. So when I say kill invasives, I'm excluding the bees. Do not kill the invasive bees. All bees are good bees. Even the killer bees, in my opinion, are good bees. But those are friends we love from a very long distance. Here's the other thing I was going to show y'all. This is another place where I do a little bit of constructive vandalism, let's call it that. Because yeah, technically I'm trespassing. I got no right to do what I'm doing. But also, who the hell is going to give you permission to save the earth, am I right? Captain Planet told me to do it, so I'm doing my best. I also try to clean up the lot where I can, but it's difficult because a lot of folks come through here and litter like that. But hopefully, yarrow, itchy weed, hopefully some of these onions and such that I've spread out will start to take. And yeah, I need to get rid of the garbage, I know. I have been working on it, y'all. You should see what this place looks like when I first started. Had I known that this channel was going to take off and this was going to be what it was going to be about, I would have taken more pictures. Because when they redid the park, they moved in a construction trailer here, and basically, they didn't concrete it, as you can tell, but they basically gravelled the shit out of it. So I've been basically going in there and spreading out grass seed here and there. Just, you know, little bits, y'all. We ain't gonna take down the giant, I hate to tell you that, but it's sort of like playing Dark Souls. We get a little bit better each time, we go a little bit further each time, and we keep up the good fight. because what else are we going to do? Roll over and die? Give a moment, I'm crossing this intersection. And then we'll get back to yapping about other things going on. As always, I'm going to side with Austin Archer and say help the helpers anywhere, any way you can. Because your helpers need help. Also, I'm probably going to put in the community tab my information for my Buy Me a Coffee, just in case you are feeling so generous. Normally I wouldn't ask. Normally I'd be pushing for PBS, the Trevor Project. There's a variety of funds needing your help. This time I think I'm going to put mine in the link as well, just because I'm needing your help. But this part of the trip is always a little boring. Normally I start screaming from over there so y'all don't got to deal with this part. But this time, like I said, it's been a hard day. I skipped this morning. Sorry for anyone that tried to show up to that. But, oh, it's been Lord. Got into work. Everybody showed up, which I was thankful for. And then Liz decided to just start unloading into bullshit, so I unloaded back. I think she doesn't like it when I unload back. Because she tried to, well, your generation just so lazy, and I have to hit back with well, who taught us? And then, because she's one of them bleeding blue, red, white, and blue patriots, I also pointed out how we're one of the worst, most backwoods dipshit countries this place has ever seen. Oh, she didn't care for that. And then the more I went, the angrier she got, and effectively, the quieter she got. So, hell yeah. And I apologized, and my bosses said it was no big deal, and they were cool with it because they get tired of her hyena park laugh too. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I hear you. Well, what's wrong with laughing? People should be merry. I get it, and trust y'all, I'm a comedian. I got telling Bear Beater this morning, I'm hoping that my misery can bring some people a degree of joy and laughter. But I want real laughter, Real laughter is a spontaneous thing. It takes you like a whirlwind. And sometimes it don't let you go if you got a good enough comedian. Look at Josh Johnson. I like real laughter and real joy from that kind of thing. I don't really care for the that kind of bullshit. Don't force a laugh on me. That shit annoys the hell out of me. In those ways, I'm a little bit like the clown prince of crime, I guess. I'd rather you sit there stoically and me be like, what, you don't get the joke? Rather than you just give me a fake laugh. And Liz fake laughs at everything. Customer says a lame joke. She laughs like she's never... Well, you didn't see the menu price. That must mean it's free, right? And then she gives the fake laugh too, and I'm like, that wasn't funny, and you're both disgusting. She didn't like that. Hello, Arel. How are you doing today? I hope I said your name correctly. But yeah, this is the walk. Another thing that I think that we could do to greatly help out everything is just that. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out a way to fight the AI because we really need to, but it feels like we're not getting anywhere with the poison ivy, or I can't remember what the program was called. I have it on my laptop, or I had it, and it basically puts a little program into all your images and artwork that if an AI system scrubs it, it fucks up the AI real bad. And I like that sort of stuff. If you got it, use a lot more of that. Also, and I'm going to say it even though nobody cares and nobody's going to fucking do it, but if an artist uses AI, fuck that artist. Move on to an artist that doesn't. Because artists don't use AI. Hacks use AI. But yeah, just avoid it where you can, fight it where you can't. And anytime someone tells you, but look at what I made, look them dead in the eye and go, you didn't make that, and worse, you wasted 800 gallons of water for that. Because AI is not just corny and hacky and shitty, y'all. It drains around 800 gallons of water. The power bill, for those of you who don't pay as you go like I do, your power bill's spiking right now if they put a data center near you in Georgia. They did us. And I've heard people talk about power bills in the 600, 800, couple thousand. And the reason why is simple. It depends on your relativity to those AI banks. That's not an AI bank. That's Carlisle. They do construction equipment. But if it was an AI bank, these folks here, their power bill would be going up by almost $400 or $500 because of the way Georgia does their power bills, which I'm kind of in favor of until you get tech jackasses coming in. The way Georgia typically does our power bill grading, as you can find out from georgiapower.com, is we basically take all of the area's power needs, we see what that's going to cost, and then we charge based on it. So if you live in a very rural area, like where I'm going, your power bill is typically pretty low because I'm sharing a fuck ton of space with cow pastures and trailer parks. However, if you live more of, say, in this Cartersville area, then your power bill is going to be a little bit higher because you've got buildings around you, businesses as well as houses. And in the rural housing areas, it gets a little bit expensive too, but I never saw a power bill over 400 until they started putting in the data centers. And then our power bill started to jump up to unreasonable amounts. And again, we can't really, yeah, technically I guess we can fight them. Y'all, let's be clear, we live in a nation that sells more guns than healthcare aids. So, yeah, technically we could fight them. Bust open the doors, destroy the mainframes. But I can't really recommend that because you can do that once. That place is so heavily monitored that, yeah, you can do it once, smash all their mainframes and dip out. But they will catch you. And trust me, there's no hero award there. So try not to do anything to get yourselves in trouble. But one thing that we could do would be to make all these AI centers pay for their own shit rather than passing that pay on to us. Another thing, and I promise it's not just because I'm upset that my boss stiffed me on my paycheck. It's mostly the fact that, why is it we allow corporations like Walmart, most of your fast food chains, and a variety of other stores to rely on food stamps, SNAP, and other aids? For the record, the employees, they should have a right to access that if they need it. But a workaround that I would find would be, if say you work at Walmart and you're on food stamps, we make a note of that, we make a note of what we give you in food stamps, and we directly deduct that from Walmart's cap. Basically, when they make all their money in that giant pile, first chunk that comes out is every employee they got that's on food stamps. That chunk comes out first. Then they pay their bills. Then they pay all their other overhead shit. Then their little CEO cunts can actually get a fucking payday. But until they pay back what they're stealing from us, y'all, let me be clear, because I normally don't record folks at work, but this time we will. Those nice folks working on that roof over there, they ain't the parasites. They ain't the ones draining your bank account or making shit more expensive. They're just hardworking motherfuckers doing their very goddamn best in a country that's being highly aggressive against them. Meanwhile, the corporate overlords, now that's a parasite you and I could deal with, friends. Keep in mind that we could cure world hunger for around 3 million a year. Well, around 50 million, I believe, was the number that was pitched to Elon Musk when he asked it. 50 million a year, we could make sure that not a single person in the world goes hungry. Instead of having that, We have 486 billionaires on this planet. Now, again, I cannot, because this is YouTube, tell you that their deaths would directly benefit the world. But I sure am thinking it real hard too, y'all. And yeah, I get it. We can't actually go to war with them because most of them are hiding. But once again, friends, if you've got a friend that's into the stock trading CEO bullshit, why have that friend? Tell them to fuck off. Better yet, tell them to jump off a bridge doing a backflip. Because we don't need those people. They're terrible fucking human beings. What we need are more artists. What we need are more innovators. What we need are stupid fuckers like me that literally kick rocks while walking down the road to try to save your tires. What we need is motherfuckers that want to actually make a difference and not get rich. But again, I don't know what to tell. Here, let's have some fun. I'll let y'all have a beautiful sight while I try not to die and we walk through this tall grass. Because in here, not that I'm complaining, it's beautiful in here. It's also very, very hot. My God, the heat inside of this grass patch. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I try not to do that, but I've had nothing but soda today. And this is a slight problem. Alright. Now we're just walking through the canes. Oh, I am a lighthouse, warmed by the weather and the waves. And I keep my lamp lit to warm the set. Butterflies. Well, I should say caterpillars that will eventually become butterflies. And that's why we do what we do as far as throwing the food out, y'all. If you're gonna do what I do, get your scraps, get your veggie scraps, and maybe even your meat scraps, and put it in designated locations that you don't do every single day. See, we got more. More eggs there, more eggs here. And if we can avoid more eggs there, we can very carefully avoid hurting them. Yep, we got more eggs here too. And just take note of where they're at. Again, carefully walking through this tall grass and avoiding hurting any of the babies. Okay, we're finally at some running space. But yeah, put your food out in various places. I have the feral cat shrine because we have a lot of cats around the trailer park. But I also want to let the feral animals know where to go to get food that's safe. For the wild animals, well, the wild animals don't need your safe food, they just need your food. I don't know what that is, but I wanted to say buttercup, and I know it's not. It's something else, but it's pretty. Sure is pretty, isn't it? Oh yes, if I can find another hemlock that we walked past, I'll point it out, and I'll also give you all the down low on it. See, this is what I want to ask that Alabama fellow about. What is this? Is this native to Georgia? Because if it's native to Georgia, I know I can pluck them seeds off of it and help. If it's not native to Georgia, I want it to kick rocks, you know? I don't know, y'all. It's a dream, but it's an attainable dream. I would like to see, like, for example, where these good gentlemen and ladies, I've seen one or two ladies on the site, but where these good gentlemen and ladies are putting in this current pass-through / neighborhood / apartment complex. It would be really awesome if they could plant only Georgia native plants. By that, it's exactly what I mean. Because our prairies and our forests as a byproduct have a variety of beautiful flowers and other plants that can do everything that those fancy shitty things that you buy at Home Depot and Lowe's does. But it will be even better because unlike those shitty ones, you'll be benefiting. That's the hemlock, I believe. And I would never suggest plucking those if those are hemlock, because hemlock, especially the giant boys there, are poisonous. Its root structure is poisonous. Its flowers are poisonous. Its seeds are poisonous. It is a poison plant. Now, it's a pretty poison plant, but it is a poison plant, and you should try to avoid fucking with it. We got a lot of it growing on the side of the road here. I haven't started to throw into that creek yet, but that's mostly because of all this. I don't really want to do anything that's going to interfere with what they're doing at all, you know? Because again, y'all, I'm not here to tell y'all to be, here's our friend Mr. Rebar again. Woo! And a passion fruit. If you can ever find the fruits on these, not this one, because, oh, there's one. Hell yeah. Give me a second. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. Fuck yeah. Today is a good day after all, y'all. I might have gotten stiffed on pay. I might have gotten fucked over today. But we just got us a passion fruit. Smells good too. And what do we have here? I said, y'all, wild market is the best market. I'm so tempted to eat this, but I can't. I know better, I shouldn't, and I can't. But what I can do, one second. Let's spiffy up the stream. What I can do with my little friend here is once I get home to my hydroponics that I'm making, I can take this, set it up somewhere, let it ripen. Let me get past these bits. So let it ripen, then crack it open, get the seeds out of it, and start growing my own passion fruit from it. Because yes, this is poisonous. The passion fruit itself is not. This passion fruit is poisonous because of that. One second. One day I'm going to have a phone that does all the swaps and cuts that I need. But this fruit is poisonous because of that. Not them in particular. Don't be mad at the truck. That's also responsible. The reason that this particular fruit is poisoned, one second, this particular fruit is poisoned is because of all the exhaust, the tire rubber, the piss bottles, all the bullshit that these people throw out on the side of the road and just pollute on their own. This fruit is poisoned. The seeds, however, are good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this fruit home. Again, let it grow just a little bit more, ripen up just a little bit more. And then we're going to split it open and get them seeds out. After that, we'll see. Come on, phone. You got to work with me here now. There we go. Hello, David. How are you doing? But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to take those seeds, put it into our hydroponics, and we're going to try to get a few passion fruits growing. Once we get a few growing, we're going to bring them back out here and start plugging them as we go, about 200 feet or more from the road. Why 200 feet? I'm glad you asked. I don't think you need it to if you're a member of this channel. But the reason we do 200 feet is so that it avoids all the negativity that comes from being within 200 feet of the road. And if you get wild food that's more than 200 feet away from the road, well, you can eat that shit, man. And you should, because it tastes delicious. And there's something primal. I'm going to go do grow on you for a minute here. But there's something primal in getting to find your own food, pluck it out of the earth itself, and eat it. There's something about that, y'all, that I just can't put words to. That if you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. Some of my hunters in chat, you know what I'm talking about. When you eat the meat of what you've hunted. It's just, I don't know, y'all. I'm trying to work on my wordy words. But there's a certain je ne sais quoi to getting your own food. And even more so when you find it. Because then, like I said, I was having a bad day. Then I found me a passion fruit. Now I'm smiling again. Oh, shit. And I'm dodging motherfucking cars because they do not make this road safe for people. Maybe that'll change once these good gentlemen and ladies are done with their work. But I wouldn't count on it because, and this leads into our next subject. Eventually I'll cut these videos up somehow. But this leads into our next subject. Eventually, it would be nice if they put a sidewalk in. They're not going to, because in America, we have things called lobbyists. And those lobbyists basically push for what they want and their interests. Now, why don't we have walkable cities, I hear you asking? Well, that's a simple one. Why would I want to give you a walkable city when I can make you pay for your car, pay for your car insurance, pay for your gas, pay for the other shit you got to get like tires and other nonsense for the car. And you have to travel hundreds of miles because we make it to where you can't just, walk to the market here. It's a scam. You're getting scammed, friends. And yeah, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a vehicle just because this shit do be getting old, fam. It do be getting old. But I can also say I'm healthier than I've... Oh, let's flip that around. I thought I was talking to y'all a different way. I need to look at the camera more clearly. Well, I wasn't going to eat the exterior of it. It's been poisoned by road debris. But either way, what I'm saying, y'all, is fight the systems that are trying to oppress you in every way we can. And in the case of my fellow Americans, I feel very much like the Bajoran for, ooh, that's a prickly pear. I feel very much like the Bajoran from season 1 of Deep Space Nine. The rebel leader, when the Circle takes over Deep Space Nine, and all the Bajorans are trying to leave because Quark sold the tickets and overbooked. I feel a lot like him when I hear my fellow Americans going, well, I'm just going to leave. Where are you running to? This is our home. You need to stay here and help fight for it. Because some of us, unfortunately, can't run. And if you've got the money to run, how about instead of doing that, because you're an American citizen and somewhat safe from the Trump shit, how about instead of you doing that, you help to pay for a family or an immigrant that needs to fucking run, because this is not a safe place for immigrants anymore. That's what I would personally say to do. Rattlesnake Master. That one I recognize. Don't know why it's called that, but I recognize it and it's neat. Like I said, it's been a rough one, but we made it. And we're going to keep on fighting that good fight till we can't fight no more. But who knows, maybe that'll be today. Look at that big feller. Oh, y'all can see him. There he goes. Look at him, y'all. That's why we do this. Those fellas right there look like turds in a bowl. Aren't they so precious? Those are, let's zoom back out. Those are soft shell turtles. Hey! Those are soft shells. They're pretty. And they're not really like, they are soft in comparison to a normal turtle, I suppose. But they're not really the soft, squishy shells, you know? I don't even know where they came from either. I feel like they've always been in our riverways. Some of them, judging from the shell shape, might be those cute little red-nosed fellows. And those might be a little bit invasive. I don't know much about turtles, or I don't know nearly enough about turtles. But now we just be making it through the milk grass. Milkweed, I should say. Yep. And you can tell that some of these vines have crept underneath the milkweed and have gone all the way to the road. So occasionally when you hear me, oh, that's because I almost fell on my face. You gotta remember when you're walking in the wilds to always lift your feet up all the way when you walk. Unless you're in an area otherwise designated, try to always walk with your feet fairly up, because, you know, you don't want to trip. Especially not with pitfalls. Yeah, pitfalls. I can't really show y'all. There's a pretty one that I can't identify yet. I wonder if it would make a good tea. More river cane. But yeah, y'all, it's ooey. I have lettuce and a couple heads of lettuce. Woo! Trying to dodge whatever kind of lilies those were. And normally I'd throw it in for the turtles and the fish. But this lettuce I'm taking home for my babies, the groundhogs. I also have some fried chicken bits for our babies, the cats and dogs. And yeah, y'all, what I do isn't that special. It really isn't. I would rather have green spaces. I'd rather have air that smells pungently of flowers rather than death. I'd rather have cool summer days rather than 100-degree weather. And again, it's not like the rich folks are ever going to do anything good for us, because to them we're less than human. So who really cares if we're dying out here, right? I mean, hell, our big boss, our boss's boss, showed up again today. Oh, that's something. That's not what I was talking about, but notice. These are wood mushrooms. You can actually eat these. Not these mushrooms, because they're within 200 feet of the road. But if you find them like that, typically, come on camera. Typically those are good to eat. Yep. Ask Uncle Iro if it's a poisonous plant or makes a delicious tea. But, mushrooms, that's right. Okay. Those wood mushrooms, as well as most wood mushrooms that you see growing on trees, I'd say try a small bite of them, because they're not going to poison you, but they might not taste that good either. They might taste a bit fertilizer-y. Now there's one, it's a yellow fellow, that is quite delicious. Tastes almost like chicken. Has a very meaty taste to it. And I'm not knocking the people that did it, because I know where their head was at, and it wasn't in a bad spot. But a group of would-be do-gooders up in, I want to say New York, but I could be wrong, kind of did an oopsie-poops uh-oh. They ordered a bunch of kits, which again, you can order kits from anywhere. Like I said, I'm about to order flowers by the pound from Alabama. But they ordered the gourmet mushroom kits. Then they planted those said kits out in the woods. We're talking about rural New York here, but they planted them out in the woods, and that is where a lot of our mushroom poisoning came from New York. Because here's the other thing about mushrooms, my friends. They tap into the environment in a very unique way. And a plant that is delicious in Italy, when planted here in America, if it's a mushroom, might just become deadly because of what they're tapping into around them and how those chemicals react with their chemicals. It's why you should not, unless you know better, try to eat the plants. That's just a basic butterfly, but ain't she pretty? Hey! Oh, shit. River vines. Not gonna complain about them, because I'm happy to have them. But my lord, it would be nice if I wasn't tripping. Let's slide on through. Nice little wood moth. Oh, I just realized I'm facing myself again. And to get on to the more controversial thing, I guess. Well, there's 4 of you here, why not? Liz and I got into a big blowout argument that I thought I was about to make her cry on. Unintentionally, mind you. I thought this was just a fun little argument. But she very, 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 very strongly believes in karma. And I told her, what, that bitch off of Friends? No, fuck karma. Because I'm sorry, y'all, but in my 37 years, I've never had karma bite me in the ass. I've never had... 1 minute. If I'm not... No, never mind. Never mind. I don't know what that is, and I wouldn't say to eat something if I couldn't identify it. But either way, in my 37 years, I've never seen karma bite someone in the ass. What I've seen is somebody make dumb mistakes. What I've seen is someone get cocky. I've also seen people be assholes. But my problem with karma is my same problem that I have with religion. It's not the faith. I don't care. You want to put your hands together, clap, and say that Jesus can hear you? Have at it. That is not a problem to me. My problem is this. All the people that do that, and that's where they stop. They pray, and then they're done. Y'all, that's not going to do anything. That isn't. How about, instead of that, tip, you do what I'm doing. I'm not doing great, but I am trying. And just get on here. If you feel strongly and passionately about something, get on here and yap about it. Get on here and try to change it. Because right now, what the argument was over was the fact that our payday changed. And yeah, they really should have informed us. Because a lot of us have things like bills and shit that now are going to go bouncity, bouncy, bounce, bounce. Because all of our bill collectors expected us to get paid today, not tomorrow. And I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but her boss said that she needed to tell us, and she's like, I'm not going to say this to y'all because that's an asshole thing to say. But, and this is what our boss's boss had to say, we should manage our money better so that we're never without money. Well, y'all, fuck y'all, I can't argue with that. Yeah, hell yeah, we need more money then. You give me enough money, I'll budget to where I'm never without. Unfortunately, none of us are billionaires with multiple restaurants under our ass to keep us up. Most of us have 2 jobs, and in the case of a lot of us, our other job doesn't pay for a couple more days. But as she was bringing it up, she just, well, that's okay, karma will get him. And that's when I had to point out, no the fuck it won't. Well, yeah, it will, because once I had a boss, and they were a real asshole. And then they hired someone. And then that someone quit and they had no one to help them. And then the boss's boss came in and then that boss got fired. Ha! Karma. And I'm just like, that sounds like a series of random events where your boss was an asshole, alienated the crew, and then he was left on his own and he got in trouble for it. Well, yeah, but that was because of karma. Why did it happen that way? Because he was an asshole and nobody wanted to work with him. So when it came time that the boss came to check, he didn't have, that had nothing to do with karma. That was just him being an asshole. And, well, we'll just agree to disagree. Well, no, and here's my problem again. It's because if you believe that karma is going to, I got to take a quick side mission here, folks. Give me just a second. And assuming I don't do this wrong, y'all ain't gonna see nothing inappropriate, because that's the goal, is that you don't see anything inappropriate. Let me just set this here. And y'all chill here for a hot second. I'll be right back, friends. Don't want to lose my bag. Be right back. We got to head on over here and gild the lilies. Water the crops. Drain the main vein. Pet the lizard. Not to make bald man cry, that was very inappropriate to do out here in amongst everybody. Especially on YouTube for free. For that kind of thing, you're going to want an OnlyFans. Da-da-da-da-da. Get it? Make the bald man cry. Masturbation joke. Ha-ha, anti-fucking clever. Sorry, y'all. I'm still not very good at this whole, I know people are there, even though nobody can see them. but I also don't want to break the stream if you'll forget the other fun, huh? I'm on fire today, y'all. Laughing at my own jokes. You might as well think I'm one of those Jimmy Fallon types. Well, y'all, see, now that one I wish y'all could have seen. That was kind of funny. I just walked into a branch, and because I wasn't crouched over like this, the branch caught my hat, and it just about flipped me on my ass. But as I was saying, y'all, my comedy is derived from pain. I'm suffering, and I do truly hope that I'm able to amuse you a little bit, even though I'm in suffering. But anywho, let's continue on our journey, friends. Isn't it a lovely place? Honestly, in a non-capitalist hellscape in a non-shithole country, I would not mind bringing my tent down here and just sort of hideaway camping out down here. It'd be lovely, and it's not like they use this place for anything other than a write-off. Although, this is not a cattail, but it is a relative of the cattail. And that's about all I know about it. It has a proper name. Those cattails are its seeds. Ooh! Yay! I knew I'd eventually get to show you all this. Do you see them? That is not a spider web, friends. You can see them up top. That is a silk moth nest. And of all of those little wriggling bugaboos, moths will be born, who will eventually give birth to larvae, or lay eggs that'll become larvae, who will eventually repeat the cycle. You want to take the time to gather that silk, well, that could be a fucking valuable thing, I'd suppose. I ate today, y'all, I promise. I'm just... due to the fact that I didn't get to collect tips, and due to the fact that my paycheck went into the negative rather than paying me anything today, I'm basically making my hike with just my ice and whatever I could take from the restaurant, which is basically 1 tumbler worth. Good news is we only have 4 miles. Whew. So how's y'all's day been so far? Catawaba runs, yes. Like I said, y'all, honestly, I don't even mind this field so much. I kind of wish they grew more than just alfalfa and various other hay feeding grasses. But honestly, I don't mind it. It's kind of pretty on its own accord, you know? And hell, it's much better than that. Oh, yeah, it's much better than that. Fuck that guy. Come on, flip around. Really? No. Stop it, phone. Do the button thing like I wanted you. Trying to report David's comment. I like David. He's my best fucking commenter. That. It's better than over there, where it's basically just flat ground kind of field. This kind of field will actually make a difference. It'll really, phone? Are you overheating again? Is this a tech issue? Feels like a tech. I hope everybody's doing well. Either way, I like these fields because even though it's just invasive alfalfa and feeding grass, in the event of a flood, or if Hurricane Dexter should actually hit us, I got to get updated on that. I think it did and we just didn't notice. But if Hurricane Dexter should, this kind of field will help prevent the flooding because this type of grass will drink up the water as much as it can before drowning. Sod, however, will not grow. It will not drink up the water. It just sits there. You might as well have a yard full of dirt for all the good it's doing you. Let's go see what we're hearing, friends. It might be nothing. It might be a bird. It might be kittens. But I'm hearing something. Ah, my eyes. Whatever it is probably doesn't want me fucking with it. Especially if it suddenly got quiet. I think that might be a type of sage. I know my phone's starting to slow down again, real bad. And that's a stabby plant. But if I had to guess from the leaves, it looked like some kind of mint. Oh well, I'm gonna take that as possibly, because it didn't really sound like it didn't, I don't know. It sounded like it might be a bird, might be a cat. I'm disconnecting bad, ain't I, guys? That's the downside to living in Georgia, outside of, you know, all the bad to go with it. Our signal sucks here, y'all. Oh, good. It decided to flip around and flip back around. That's awesome. Good show, I hope. Getting to see the wild plants and such as I go by them. Getting to see the deer nest. The deers being long gone out of it. Gory. But yeah, y'all, my big problem with Liz's fucking nonsense is just that she believes pixie farts and just good vibes. Suddenly billionaires will remember that we too are humans, and we too would like to have things like food and money, especially when we work all year, all week. I realized what I said, but, you know, might behoove them to remember us. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. You know, it'd get them to do it a lot more if we all united together and just decided to not work tomorrow. And we take the day off collectively. And we tell the big bosses to come fucking cook the food for all the slack-jawed assholes. I don't think they would. I think the restaurant just be closed for a day. And I think that big motherfucker needs to learn how to. And then again, if the Dollar General truck would like to pull off the road and wreck off on this side thing, they can feel free. I'll pull the driver out the wreckage. And then I'll raid his fucking haul. Like I said, y'all, that's the thing is, I'm trying not to go into that dark side, you know? Someone toilet papered the rich asshole's tree. That's funny. I have a time getting that down. Kid, you should have used a lot more toilet paper though, friend. That ain't very much. If you're gonna toilet paper the rich asshole's house, toilet paper the rich asshole's house, you know? Maybe throw some eggs in there, really flex on them. I'm not gonna chew the ice. I just realized I have my mouthpiece in. I am gonna drink the ice though. Home kids, the only reason this isn't help for me right now is because I got dentures and not teeth. Though it is taking everything in me to not just munch the ice. I want to munch. Okay, damn it, YouTube, what you doing? Haha. David, you have just been rewarded and upgraded. You are now a moderator. Mod responsibly. I don't know what it means either. But YouTube was pushing it. I think, yep, nope, more invasive. These pines belong in the upper northeast. But I guess Richie McRich asshole decided they needed great northern pines for their douchebag yard. Like I said, y'all, it's easy. Just plant local. Georgia just hit signal, so I'm gonna have to let you go. We're running video game live stream. I'm also gonna try to find a way. Won't that be fun? Either way, before we lose signal again, Just pointing out, 3 houses down, they support Trump. They clearly support pedophilia. Ha, YouTube, cut that one out, bitch. Like I said, every time I said that, it would end the stream for a second. It would disconnect. Oh, again, if I was conspiracy shit like your average Trump supporter, I would assume that there was a conspiracy and that pedophile was shutting down my phone every time I pointed out that they support pedophilia. But it didn't, so I'm going to assume it's not. And yes, I'm off. But we'll be taking, you know, it's not really an off day if I got to take what few meager wages I have and walk back into town to pay bills. I don't consider that a good day off, but I still got to pay storage. Oh, look, an asshole. Either way, y'all, just because I know the stream's going to start skipping like a schoolgirl again in a second, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the old sign off for the moment. Assuming the phone will flip so I can actually do a proper one. Is Uarley, Georgia. It's almost all. The signal sucks. Neighbors are old assholes. By that I mean they are both very Weep for me, y'all. Weep for me. And if you like, and assuming the thing doesn't skip when I try it again, skipping again. Oh, I'm back. And I'm not. And I'm back. And I'm gone. Don't you love how Georgia's such a technologically advanced state? We got good signal.